Finally, this international break is done and dusted, and what feels like forever since Forest last beat Leeds, we get to look forward to a big one. Forest will travel up to Anfield to take on Liverpool. Welcome to the preview. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to the preview for Liverpool versus Forest. There is so much riding on this game, maybe more so for Liverpool than Forest, but we'll get into all of that. Coming up, I'll talk you through the injuries, where everything stands with Forest. I'll talk you through the predicted lineup, what Liverpool have got. Can Forest repeat what we did last season? I'm getting excited just thinking about it. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. Thank you to all of you for your birthday messages last year as I turned 24. Yes, I saw some of the comments, you liars. I am 24. And don't forget to check out football prizes. So there's a new homepage now where there's loads of Forest giveaways. And I just want to highlight this one to you. You can win a signed framed Ryan Yates LED shirt. Well, the shirt's not LED, but the frame is. But there's 2,999 instant giveaways. I'll give you a couple of examples of it. Number 1, 2 hospitality tickets for Forest versus Spurs. Number 2, you get £250 cash. Number 3, a double signed framed shirt of Hutchinson and of Ndoye. You've got the Hutchinson shirt on its own. You got Matsel's shirt on its own. A Callum Hudson-Odoi signed shirt as well. Dan Ndoye signed shirt, Sangare, Dominguez, and it goes on and on and on. So go check it out, scan this QR code, or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. And those are instant prize wins, by the way, if you hit the right ticket number. So check it out, and let's get into the preview. So, Forest are on form. 1 loss in their last 5. Yes, I'm skewing the stats a little bit to make it sound a little bit sexier, but they're true. And we've won against Liverpool. We're undefeated going into this match, whereas Liverpool held an L against Manchester City. And Liverpool traditionally, after an international break, do struggle to win the first game back. So I'm hoping that bodes well in our favour. Look, am I sitting here saying Forest are going to win this match? No, Liverpool are still favourites for it. Even I'm not that deluded. But there's so much pressure on Liverpool right now. If they were to not win this game, currently they're 8 points behind Arsenal. If they don't win it and Arsenal do win the North London derby, this could be Liverpool done and dusted. For the league, for the defence, it could be one of the worst defences we've seen in recent times. And we would be the cause of it. So I'm there for it. But Forest are not the team that went into Anfield last season, beating them 1-0 with one of those Callum Hudson-Odoi finesse goals. We're a different outfit right now. We're sitting 19th in the league. And I think it's really important that we can try and come away with something from this game, because all the other teams around us have really hard matches this weekend. Any of those teams around us who come away with points will find themselves with probably a bit of a smile on their face, and we need to be one of them. Now, in terms of the injuries for Forest, we believe Chris Wood is back, Hudson-Odoi is back, Douglas Luiz, not quite sure on him, but Sean Dyche does have a few options. Obviously, these will be more firmed up once he's done his presser. But I don't think any of those players are the keys for me. There's 2 players that I want to really see start this game. One of them is Hutchinson, of course, after we saw what he did against Leeds. And the other one for me is Taiwo, and I'll explain why. In fact, let's explain it in the team sheet. So let's load this up. I think this was the team that started against Leeds. It was so long ago, I can't remember, but I'm assuming it is. And I think we probably see a similar pattern from Forest. I think Sean Dyche will stick with that formation, even though a 4-3-3 would work quite well against Liverpool. Now, as I said, I want to see Hutchinson start. So let's just, for the sake of it, put what's his face, Ndoye there, and bring in Hutchinson on that right hand side. Now, will Ndoye start on the left hand side? I personally think he'll go for Callum Hudson-Odoi, and then up front I'm going with Taiwo, guys, and let me explain why. Taiwo has been decent when he's come on. Yes, he's scored no goal or got no assist, But in terms of his physicality, this is exactly what we need against Liverpool. In terms of Konate and Van Dijk, they haven't been playing well. Herkes has been terrible at left back, and there are many options potentially for Forest to try and get something out of this, but we're going to have to be physical against that defensive line. And Taiwo is the right one for it. Yes, Jesus is physical as well, but he tends to play too deep for me, and I think Taiwo will keep them preoccupied higher up the pitch. And that will bode well in our favour. So I would start with Taiwo. And to be honest, I would leave the rest of the team. Hudson-Odoi is another one I want to start because he's probably got that feel-good factor, remembering back to Anfield last season, getting his goal and what have you. And Taiwo scored against them a couple of times. He scored in the season we came up, didn't he, when we won 1-0 at home. So I could see that working. In terms of the midfield, I'm not against Dominguez dropping in for maybe a Sangare or a Gibbs-White, but I don't want to see Dominguez playing this wide role. But I think Sean Dyche will go with that team. So just to read it out to you, Sells in goal. The back four is becoming pretty established now. Savona right back, Eminem in the middle, and then Nico Williams on the left-hand side. Anderson and Sangare as your 6 and 8. Gibbs-White in that 10 or box-to-box 8. And then Hutchinson on the right, Hudson-Odoi on the left, and Taiwo up front. That's what I'm going with, and I think that team could get something out of Anfield. Would you make any changes to that? Would you go Jesus? Maybe you'd risk Chris Wood. But I don't think Chris Wood suits this game as much as Taiwo does. That's the team I'm going with. Now, in terms of Liverpool, they've had a few injuries, but some of them are coming back. And I think Alisson will be back for this one. And that's a big, big win for them if they can get Alisson back. He's one of the best goalkeepers in world football. He's been out for 6 or 7 weeks. Typically, of course, he's going to be fit in time for Forest. But where they're struggling is that creativity, is that balance. They just seem to be getting too many cooks spoiling that broth. Vert still on 0 GA in the Premier League. So obviously expect him to get something out of this game because we are Forest and that's what we do. Isak, I think, is still out. And Mohamed Salah just hasn't been on form. Last season, he was pocketed by Alex Moreno. And I think Nico Williams can do a very good job on him. He did that a couple of seasons ago when he first played left back. So Forest have enough to potentially frustrate Liverpool. The key to this game is getting to half-time 0-0. If we can do that, the Anfield crowd will be very quiet. I mean, to be honest, they are quiet as it is. And then let's see what happens in the second half. Think back to what Nuno did last season. He played a very narrow formation to start with and then brought on Elanga and Hudson-Odoi, and that changed the game. Will Sean Dyche take a page out of Nuno's book and do that? The other thing to mention as well is that Slot has already told us what he doesn't like playing against. Long ball, low block, long throws, set pieces, all of that stuff. He says they haven't figured out how to play against that. And those are all in Sean Dyche's key elements. So if Sean Dyche plays Dyche football, Forest do have a really good chance of getting something out of this game. But I still think it's a very tall order. I'm going to go Liverpool 1, Forest 1. I think we can get a draw, but I don't think we can repeat what we did last season. Get your predictions in down below. I've also put out a video yesterday on Edu. Is he a fraud or is he a genius? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it all. So I'll leave that on the end screen for you. So make sure you check it out. Once you've done your predictions, double check you've hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed and we'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.